which I'd love to lean on. But let's dive into it as we are live in this DRX on the attacking side, which of course then means Cloud9 on defense. Let's look how this one begins.
Yeah, he's set up with a wall here, all the way deep towards elbow. DRX approaching closer and closer. Actually ahead of the suppress will deny this space towards elbow, so yeah, he's got a safe pocket to play in, but Buzz has actually got around the back of that.
Yeah, quite nice from Buzz to find Vanity at the start there, but Ye getting away with 2. I thought he'd been noted on the first, but maybe unaware of what could be achieved with that wall, but still, massive damage done, and this post plant looking far less robust. A tap on the spike will draw the swing, and Cloud9 wanting that brought right back. This is good so far, and it's only down to RB. Not really in a position to do much with this now. Flashed up, diffuse, already halfway through, and Cloud9 looking all too prepared for what DRX were bringing.
Again, how Ye's able to get away with the second there. I'm not sure if the information, just a little chaotic, because there was no contact towards sight. Obviously, the second player in elbow falls immediately. Buzz straight away looking to split that pressure, but at this point, I feel like DRX maybe, again here, just MAKO completely unaware.
Even by process of elimination coming through from the utility from ZEST there, the smoke dash in coming out from Buzz, you'd kind of imagine if people are falling on the site, it can only be from the back of sight.
Interesting to note as well, with this denial of space towards elbow, whether or not Cloud9 are just going to force them into this long post plant as opposed to being able to really garner any sort of site control, which DRX are famed for, setting up these crossfires on site, then relying on that raw discipline that they have.
Okay, let's see if that continues. This is a far different setup as well from Cloud9, but that judge did wonders before, and it's actually Leaf to draw first blood. Yeah, this is super shut down. 21 HP. Yes, they do get towards the back of the site, but they've lost so many bodies on the way. This is very clean, lovely stuff. Clean sweep, prime gaming flawless here. Second round to Cloud9.
Big boom to the economy as well. Actually heard about Vanity talking about how they're still reliant on these SMGs regardless of nerfs or what else is happening. And yeah, actually decent progress already towards, I think, getting an operator online.
Terrifying.
Come round 4. I mean, what's terrifying is how many collats he was getting away with the other day.
God,
I feel like every other round it was a freebie on top.
Out of all the players, he probably doesn't need the extra one.
No,
you know, like
he'll get a second regardless.
He'll get you it. Just relax. But now for DRX, the work's going to be cut out. We need to see them to kind of bite back a little bit here. It's been quite clean so far from Cloud9. Should be decent enough info off the knife. Probably minimum 2, potentially 3. And work being made across the map now. We've had contact towards A long and a little bit of a look towards B.
DRX probably anticipating some aggression somewhere to try and convert these SMGs. I was going to say if ZELLSIS actually going to progress any further forward, but Spike not committed just yet. Probe sent out towards B long. MAKO will deal with the turret. Try and pull this defensive setup of C9 a little tighter towards double doors.
Yeah, and wherever Leaf is, that's where my eyes are going to. Again, the only one with the rifle in this round for Cloud9, the rest sticking on what they had prior. Obviously, the economy in a really good spot for them, so not a bad plan to try and bolster him up. And DRX still, no subtlety to this. They haven't pulled the plug on the full rotation yet. You still see ZELLSIS on the other side of the map. Yes, they're pulling XEPPAA across, but the site hits coming in. The flash, try and set up Buzz potentially out of that smoke, but it's Vanity at the back of the site. Nothing is clearing back of the site right now in elbow. And Cloud9 are loving this. They've got the player that we need in the right place. That's Leaf. XEPPAA still doing damage. Vanity still holding ground, still holding territory. The spike is dropped just on the other side. So DRX need to fight for it back, and still there is a 2v1 here.
He's got the spike though.
Oh,
he's actually managed to pick it up. RB in the fray.
Seconds.
He's got to start running now if he wants to try and get this down. I think, yeah, he's going to try and fake it here. 10 seconds. I don't think it's enough.
10 now. This is going to be so close. 7.
I think he's got it.
He might just be there, just about. Tries to maybe just crest the corner deeper from Secret.
Missed the pull as well.
Does he actually get away? And you're right, the pull didn't quite connect. And ZELLSIS is there. RB couldn't quite stabilize. And that's a third now for Cloud9.
We are seeing a very different approach here, though. C9 playing very receptive, forcing DRX to go exploring on sites. And again, that flash play in towards B halls completely shut down by the judge. That's something I do want to keep my eye on, which was very, very evident the other day. Obviously, these early rounds, if they're completely free for C9, ZELLSIS was just farming orbs, literally farming them. So with DRX's kind of slow, progressive default, they've got to make sure that that's kept in check. Vanity already feeling itself down on the stage, and rightfully so. DRX not an awful lot to write home about in these first 3 rounds.
No, and they're going to have to suffer through that burden here as well. You've got the Sheriff, some friends. He's the ult from RB, but that's not going to really change outcome at this point. Maybe a fact-finding round or something of the such, because so far, Cloud9 looking all too equipped. What's coming their way? A little bit of a contest towards middle. Buzz and ZEST taking a wander.
I'm not sure if that shock dart actually dealt with the alarm bot and the nano swarm there. Leaf's been pretty good at pulling that alarm bot off where shock dart is heard, but desperate to try and deal with this turret again, pull the rotation of C9, but no real pressure towards either side just yet.
And I'm liking the discipline I'm seeing from Cloud9, because we saw them kind of, I guess, meet fire with fire when you're looking at the Paper X game, and now we're seeing a very disciplined side, which, if anything, if it continues this way, right, let's assume they can match teams on their playstyle. How terrifying is that for the other teams deeper in the tournament, if they get past this game, of course. For now, still just dealing with that blender in middle, but no one overstepping, no one over-peaking, no one overreaching their spot, still holding, making DRX really have to work for their dinner here, and there is no easy approach to this, and there's 3 players now ready for this crunch. Lovely shot from ZEST, but an instantaneous trade, and everything's still favorable towards Cloud9. Ooh,
now, get the hot hands off, but again, just it's that discipline on display here. Nobody really trying to brawl with it. Actually, Lockdown invested. They run it back as well.
Yep.
I want to make sure that
lovely.
They absolutely convert this round, and it's looking as if it's going to be just RB left to find. ZELLSIS will seal the deal with a third.
And again, for me, Mike, it's just the night and day difference here.
I just come back to the same thing once again. You look at this round, look how deep DRX have to creep to even find contact on some of these points.
I mean, they were half committed towards R. If they even wanted to clear B link, they would have to have swung double doors so deep. This is actually really quite curious to watch. I didn't expect this, and it's actually being constructed incredibly well by Cloud9, which is the better part of it, because they're meeting DRX at their own game, and I think this has stumped DRX a little bit here.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see a DRX timeout called actually very early on. An important buy round coming up just yet.
Yeah, he's starting to feel that pressure though. This is now going to be stressful. Doesn't get pinged by the knife either, but they should check this. They should be diligent. And they haven't been. It's a mistake made. And an opportunity garnered from Vanity. Desperate timing on the rotation. The flash didn't quite swing the corner, so didn't catch STAX. Wasn't going to be able to do so. MAKO. Timing could be good on this as well. And Cloud9 struggling on numbers. Just the 2 remaining, XEPPAA and Leaf. And MAKO feels like the inevitable. A couple more steps and vulnerability shown. Yeah, lovely from MAKO. And now Leaf unable to find much either. Super deep positioning from ZEST here. Yeah, Leaf doesn't have the time to go through that motion. And now he's got problems. Yeah,
the rest of DRX playing this perfectly, knowing that MAKO is going to find value there. STAX to seal the deal. DRX will convert with 4 standing as well. Some ultimates coming online. Didn't really require a massive investment on their part. Still, it almost felt like an initial lazy clearance on site here. Vanity still getting 1. Doesn't end up affecting the round too much. Talking about minimizing mistakes in some of these interviews, and that's DRX's main focus. That's what I've got my eye on. That's where, in my eyes, you want to see things like that absolutely cleaned up.
See what we have now. Again, Cloud9 did turn up the tempo a little bit there, did explore a touch further on these extremities, and maybe considering that again, but it looks like Art will at least be the first port of call for Cloud9. Yay. Posted up just towards middle, waiting to see if anyone comes through, but we know that DRX will play a patient game. Now, information spotted. They will be forced away from this. So DRX going through the checklist here.
I'm not even sure if the drone, actually, it was XEPPAA that took the tag, but whether or not the operator was spotted.
Did it see it, yeah.
Flash will clear through mid. It's not pinging on anything on the other side. Now, MAKO did try and fake this with the smoke, but there was nobody even peeking B long for info. XEPPAA going to clear through as well.
I think Vanity's seen a fair amount here. Yeah, there we go. And they're already at the doorstep, so this is going to be the just guns in hand. Vanity's position should be very much at the forefront of their minds here, but he does get 1 on the swing, does find STAX. And now we look at the rest. The site's pretty much under control. The Red's going to be the first port of call, and then the plant second. 40 seconds on the board, plenty of time to play with, and the divide in place.
The Viper's pit available as well, but a lot of investment already in this. And that's Leaf shuts it down.
Huge work. Cloud9 bursting onto the scene. And the shot from Ye is divine. And that is unbelievable work from Cloud9 there on this retake. Mike, it felt like the tempo was just switched up. They hit the perfect timing throw on the flash.
I mean, I'm curious. The investment of the Cosmic Divide doesn't necessarily stop them at the front door. There's space for Cloud9 to play behind. That's why I was curious about the Viper's bit. Should come through as the plant is going down, but unfortunately, it's MAKO committing to the plant.
Yeah.
So again, it's just caught in no man's land here. I mean, you got to question the placement of where he's trying to put that down. Cut off a choke point. It's a very safe Viper's bit to just maintain control of the spike.
That is a really nice retake. And mistakes from DRX.
Fantastic retake, yeah, but the post line just feels so off from DRX.
A little shaken, maybe. I don't know. It did not feel secure by any means. You're
right. Even with MAKO coming through and getting the res onto STAX as well. Yeah. He's got so much to worry about with that Viper's bit available.
No solutions truly made here for DRX. Yes, they've posted a roundup, but not quite enough yet. Buzz going to be investing the knives this round. Everyone else still able to fashion a purchase. No sweat on the other side. Could start building that money back up here. Look how deep they're sitting. I've got to note it towards A.
Another round, yeah.
They're reading this tempo incredibly well.
You hear the Blade Storm pop, you know that they're going to go exploring for this opening engagement. Cloud9 once again rinse and repeat. Look how deep ZEPPAA's using the Trailblazer from.
Yeah. That's huge. Big info, and they're now going to be forced to fight, trying to dive. Big Buzz! I thought he got his head just jammed against the wall, but he actually makes it out alive. And Buzz still fighting the fight here for them. 2 big kills. And patrolling down by Pit. And that deep hold gets broken, isolating the one towards dugout. At least this is tricky. Buzz deciding time to back away as the ult fades. And it's a free pick though, no trade. Gonna need one more of those at the very least to even make something out of this round, considering how far away Ye is. He's more concerned about keeping that operator at hand, and Leaf is making a damn good go of this round. Tap on the spike, gonna pull the utility. Again, he's costing them money here. This is not a bad round at all for them, making the best of a bad scenario, and Ye will want to keep this operator in play, so that will stay where it's at. But talk to me about this round, because it feels like we just had Buzz basically being the difference maker here.
There was no hesitation this time. Again, DRX are exploring the map. They know that nobody's holding close contact on our. I think Atsi on the back of the Trailblazer. This is the one where almost the penny drops. Yeah, they're playing super deep here, guys. We have to push this default forwards a little bit, and they're rewarded for it. Really nice pace change from deep setup. So DRX are looking for these early round indicators. Like I said, it's the first time we've seen a confident response on the back of it. ZELLSIS barely been challenged here, though, towards A main. No, this time cautious of the, maybe on the back of the flash of going for the orb. He is one off the ultimate. That
flash was so high, though, that could have been anywhere, and we have seen that kind of lurk coming through from, I think it was RB. Yeah, so, you know, maybe tempering him enough, but it looks like DRX have found at least the approach that they want here, which is going to be trying to explore through art. But Ye willing to fill that void almost instantly. And rotations. They're reading this well. This could be quite nice, actually. DRX a little further ahead, I'd say, on the rotation game than Cloud9, who will have to respond in kind, dealing with any pressure that could have been left around art. They have not necessarily a free B site, but near on too. Vanity left on, Buzz on site, and they know they need to clear back as well.
Actually going to have to slip the net.
Beautiful, beautiful. Right call as well, I'd say. Did only have that stinger, so he wasn't going to be able to take down the entirety of DRX, but could prove more potent on the play back in.
It looked fantastic for this retake on B side previously. So a couple of slip-ups to see if DRX can tighten things up now.
Yeah, this is nice so far. These angles are gorgeous. ZEST, free access, almost ZELLSIS. What? Pops the O, and he needs to get running as well. Somehow it's gone to this point, making a 2v1. How have we gone here again? ZELLSIS in human performance. Coming light in this round. The fuse comes in. It is perfection personified. Cloud9 on these retakes are unreal.
This is another one. You see the plant location here, and you think DRX are going to post up. They're going to literally revert into what works best for them.
The crossfires looked really nice. They were solid.
They looked great. They did not hold for more than a second. Just instantly ripped apart. And again, the molly here behind Pillar, reading it perfectly. I mean, I'm getting very concerned now. DRX need to actually lean back onto something that doesn't necessarily feel comfortable for them, which is literally getting away with opening engagements. Finding that numbers advantage early on.
God, it's terrifying
because their post plant is not working.
Yeah, one of their key pillars of strength isn't there for them right now, but then it feels like you're almost playing into Cloud9's game if you then try and adjust to that slightly more brawly
They're
style.
going to get the same engagements that DRX were getting.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's not bad. Those STAX starting out comfortably towards Jay, walks away barely scathed as well. So that's a beginning they've not really had to play with so far.
ZELLSIS once again unchallenged. It's a deep control towards A main here.
No flash for ZEPPAA either.
I think he should
Back
just
on
be getting
now.
one off.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got one off cooldown now, so we'll be able to flash here for ZELLSIS. This could be deadly, Lauren.
Yeah. ZELLSIS has so much to play with once you feel it here. The flash is incredible,
Oh!
but he gets dealt with. Only finds one, but he finds all of the other side, apart from one player, MAKO, who is not around this side of the map. If they try and double pump at this point, who knows? It's 40 seconds. ZEPPAA on the way in, getting the ult popped as well. KJ's ult is ticking down. ZEPPAA is the god who will not be moved. Holds him at the front door. Spike now lost, and this lurk is a million miles away. MAKO needs to find some insane impact here to alleviate that pressure that's on ZEST. And Leaf's already on duty. 18 HP is all that remains on ZEPPAA, but he's just standing tall. How long can he last in this position? The smoke goes up. The flash! He's just overwhelming, but he's buying time. 10 seconds. They haven't cleared pit. They haven't cleared secret. But the tap on the spike, and Leaf is so close. Bye! Perfect play from Cloud9. MAKO could do nothing now. It's all a matter of time. And all Vanity has to do is stay alive. Oh, insult to injury almost there, but it's a 7th for Cloud9. What a round again.
It's just insane the amount of support that Vanity's able to supply in that situation as well. I mean, we've been talking about it. ZELLSIS going unchallenged here. I mean, it's unlucky not to get another couple of kills here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that first throw just a little off, but you're right, that could have been 2, 3 potentially.
Again, the contact comes so deep that actually Leaf makes this rotation all the way across, and he's able to get the lockdown before DRX have even crested onto site. They haven't even got off stairs yet.
This is a really nice team to watch. I'm going to be honest, I very much had DRX in this matchup. I put a lot of credence in consistency. Yay. Let's get the heal off, and we'll be able to fall away from this. Only STAX with a rifle here, so he's your hero plate. Danger man, you may argue, and 2 players suppressed. So already realizing that ZELLSIS has made it on this site very quickly.
Oh, it's 4 with Cloud9 here. Obviously noting the KILLJOY utility as well, effectively a 3rd on top of the knife. It's going to take DRX a while, though, to re-explore mid. Still got that alarm bot to deal with just outside Link.
Oh, the flash, I think, actually pinged on long, so they might hold this for a little bit longer. I think it was just on RB.
Yeah, thinking DRX have cut sound and just waiting for an opening. Vanity's actually given up the angle here. The Seekers won't tell them just yet, but Vanity might have spotted.
Yeah, he's definitely heard the steps now. They're going to try and quicken the pace, but catching one in the heels. That wasn't the spike, though, so that keeps in play. Just chipping away at the defensive side. I like what STAX is doing, trying to be the one to make some sort of damage happen, because they've got to get a body on the floor, and it ain't going to happen. Deleted by Ye. And now a 5v3, and these weapons are not ideal. What year is it? Rolling it back, says desperate. Tries to fly in and finds nothing but force, and now RB left in a 1v4. Fuse already beginning. The slow orb. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Cloud9, gotta say, Mike, I am thoroughly impressed.
I mean, it's just, we have the one that's expired due to the clock. I feel like we've had, what, 6 successful retakes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very concerning for DRX's attacking half, which is usually where they excel. And you think back to that round where you think, yeah, they've managed to grasp exactly what C9 are trying to achieve, but there's been very little response after that.
No, there's not been much progress of the information found. We do see Buzz back on the Bladestorm, though, so hopefully that does find some value here if he wants to invest it. Flash finds nothing, so there should be the go signal for ZELLSIS to start building.
Yeah, he's going to post up there now with an operator.
And there it is. There's the flash to alert that mid may be where the vast majority
and now the problems start to show with DRX playing this slow. C9 are playing a different early round every single round.
Really hard to pin down.
Yeah, so they don't have anything tangible to go off. They have no real knowledge.
Timing, great.
ZEPPAA caught it, yeah.
Quite safe as well, but he actually double dips on it, finds MAKO. STAX barely makes it out alive. But this is 4 players on an A-side lean, leaving all that faith and defensive capability to Leaf on the other side by B, and it's mostly the utility setup. But again, we know that DRX are not quick on these executes. They will take their time. They will be trying to be methodical in approach, and it allows for these rotations to come in.
Themselves a free B site at least.
Ooh, first time we'll see a lurk from STAX.
Hasn't mattered too much though. C9 have been phenomenal on these retakes.
Now the timing's going to be a little offset here because you've got Ye a mile away, and that mid play still coming back.
Still an alarm bot there.
Yeah. Okay. And now there should be the warning. Right, they know there's a lurk in play. That's going to be now noted. Quick turn from Leaf, and actually the damage achieved. The flash is fantastic for STAX. Has another. Invests. And there's the trade. So now we look at what's remaining. The 3 players make it just 2. Buzz and RB getting demolished by ZEPPAA. 24 HP and a dream, and it ain't gonna come true today. RB still trying to hold on, but Ye's positioning not considered, but the time is on DRX's side.
I mean, again though, as good as a successful retake, ZEPPAA is absolutely insane. One of the players that I wanted to see repeat that performance. It's just ridiculous. The DRX come into this, gonna struggle maybe for utility, but he's just absolutely insane.
Really
But the only reason they lose that is because of the lineup.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's so cautious of once again DRX relying on that deep hold in the post plant.
Okay.
Last time with the Bladestorm, we did see C9 literally sit in spawn, forcing DRX to shift walk the entire map.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if they actually go for this, because they're still sitting posted up on the ZELLSIS is going to pop the ult at just the right time. And it's just incredible work from ZELLSIS. Oh, and ZEPPAA as well. It's a blender. And DRX is just left strewn across the floor. There's nothing left of them, just MAKO. The Cloud9 wall will not be moved. It's just unreal performance. Mike, I'm sold on the Cloud9 roster. I thought this would be DRX bringing a much closer game here.
Absolutely. I came into this looking at C9. They've set the bar very, very high in that opening series versus Paper X, but I mean, most of my questions have been answered already.
It's just the fact that they've been so adjustable here, a brilliant approach to playing against DRX. They were not caught out, they were not too headstrong to adjust. This has been really eye-opening for us here, and well, I wonder...
Some sort of comeback, and obviously, Pistol, round 2, that's where it starts for me, but initially not convinced by that first half performance that DRX are going to be able to bring this back.
No, I'm absolutely in unison with you, because you're seeing 3, I'd say, of Cloud9 really stepping up, and one of them isn't even Ye. He doesn't need to be activated. He's been fine. He's played his role. He's been in the right place when needed, but it has been everyone else. And again, that's a horrifying prospect for any team against them, that they just have Ye on, you know, a cool 8 to 5. He's fine. He doesn't need to be activated yet, but still. Let's see what this attacking side can actually bring. Pretty early work towards B long. And the Spike now going to be joining the other 2.
On the wall there for ZELLSIS. Ye's wall though will block off towards connector here. Leaf, that's who will put down a nice one. Hasn't popped it just yet. MAKO will get the kill just ahead of that.
Very fine couple of seconds difference here, but there's already a pivot coming out from Cloud9, it looks like, re-exploring either through middle.
They're going to jump on
look
the wall.
at DRX. Yeah, they are.
DRX aren't going to... Oh, maybe actually with...
There's already a ping.
ZEST, yeah, ZEST slipping back towards Sewer. STAX is there as well.
Yeah,
actually 3 members of DRX this side.
Yeah, we're seeing not necessarily a mirrored approach, but super deep. And ZELLSIS needs to sell them the perfect fake. Yeah, it's fine. Just clip off half of that and it looks real nice. Buzz. Let's get ZELLSIS, and here's that diligence I wanted to see. Yeah, deep clearing, lovely work from ZEPPAA. And that's a stark difference and a stark contrast from that first half we saw coming out from DRX, who almost fell foul to that. And now, even with all that consideration, we are in a 3v3 post plant now, and it's tricky to move these players out of these positions.
VANITY trying to set something up. We create a little pocket for Leaf to play in. Yeah, and he will do.
Much nicer. They've got a little bit more room to work now. Just a tap on the spike. Timing. Oh my god!
Wait, just a second.
What? ZEST turns in time. MAKO pulled off from the diffuser. Now it's the swing from ZEPPAA 10 HP, and now the other side. Wait, MAKO got VANITY, the 1v1, but it ain't halfway, and the swings there. Cloud9 refused to lose. Double digits instantly in the second half now.
The problem being, again, though, look at this setup on A site. It's not like DRX at all. RB has no safety net whatsoever. He's almost caught in astral form there, but there's no crossfire setup. There's 3 members of DRX that did this 15, 20 seconds ahead of this site here coming through. There was 3 members of DRX on this side of the map, and they still weren't ready.
Worrying times for DRX now. This is
ZEPPAA's just running through with a frenzy. It's like Dry swinging into dugout. I think it's 2 with a frenzy.
Yep.
It's such a difference in confidence that we're seeing on display here.
Oh no, Cloud9 are, as in name, as in nature right now, absolutely loving what they're doing. And DRX made to look bad at their own game, which is crazy to me. STAX a quiet performance so far, 5-12, certainly not what he wanted, but we'll get big information here. But remember what they're working with. Sheriff's in a classic.
I doubt Cloud9 are going to respect the fact that 3 of them got pinged.
No, they could not care less. Going to go through the motions. Fully aware they have more than likely superior weaponry here. The rifle lead for the ZELLSIS as well. So, MAKO, not bad. And there's the response though. So shut down pretty quickly. Anyone else to cause threat? No, it doesn't look like it, so the plant should be coming in. VANITY could get chipped away at here though. Anyone else able to make much of it? That's a shot, MAKO! Some heat-seeking shots out of that Sheriff, but 2v3 still tricky. ZELLSIS alive, and that angle is rotten to play against.
It's almost a one-way under Ye's wall there towards main. Dirty stuff from Cloud9.
Oh, MAKO. There's not much really to do here. Making a valiant effort for sure. But VANITY with a round, and Cloud9 with 11.
So they have one opportunity to stop the inevitable here. DRX 2 away from the Vipers bit, but that's the only thing. Even RB bringing a Bulldog into this.
Yep.
A couple of members from Cloud9 forcing up, at least Leaf and ZELLSIS down to 500 and 100 respectively, but I mean, with the way this is going, can't really fault them.
No, let them play right now, and it looks quite all in. Flash finds nothing early, so that should allow them safe passage, at least towards the main.
And just look at the difference in space denial immediately from Cloud9. It's such a contrast from DRX's attacking half.
RB has to back from
Look at the utility.
It's all encompassing. STAX either has to commit towards standing in the most awkward position on stairs. ZELLSIS all too aware of it, and then force them away. RB only has one place to play on towards site, and that's so quickly checked. STAX tries to make a play through the wall, but still gets found pretty quickly. Cloud9 just in absolute motion right now. And Buzz, irrelevant to outcome here, flashed off, forced away, plant coming in. You got Ye a mile above you, and Cloud9 make it to 12.
The layers of utility and that execute are just so overwhelming for DRX. Again, the slow orbs coming through, the gravity well at the start. Again, just noting the space denial on the side of Cloud9. DRX respected, they try and play deep, but then there's 2 flashes that come through to the absolute perfection from ZEPPAA. STAX is desperate to try and support outside this Cosmic Divide, but eats that flash.
And it's no man's land, right? There's Cloud9 are hyper aware of the only places available. You've got Pit, which
they literally run it down to RB and dugout.
Up, they know it's the only place you can really play, or if STAX is downstairs, right? And you've already cleared that. So again, Cloud9 very well-constructed rounds, putting on a beautiful display here. Glad it wasn't just that flash in the pan in the first. This is commanding, considering we saw DRX put up numbers like this in their opening game on this map. So the difference is huge. And at this point, you certainly can't compete if you don't compare with these 2 teams. It's just night and day. And we look at what's the approach this time. Cloud9 giving us a different look here. Over towards that B site. Very much all in, though.
DRX already got bodies towards the side to try and stop this. Looks like it might be ZELLSIS to lead the charge here. The Seekers behind it as well.
Okay. Does does get sent away. Not so free this time. Buzz and MAKO making a go of this one. Much better crossfires being held, but there's still life in them yet. Vanity's still alive, Leaf's still alive, and ZELLSIS still alive. And STAX and RB now sweating bullets because they've got the ult ticking down, 10 seconds to make something happen. And Leaf is saying no. They want this map done. They want out of here. RB, last chance to dance in this. 20 seconds. And look at the positioning from ZELLSIS. Won't even be able to get towards site at this point. RB's options starting to dwindle now with the seconds start to pass, and there it is, ZELLSIS to claim the 13th, but Cloud9 looking a cut above the rest.
What a phenomenal performance from Cloud9 here. Again, uncharacteristic from the side of DRX, looking flustered in so many of those rounds, unable to find a response.
Straight off the stage too there.
Look, I mean, looking for a game plan at the start of it as well. MAKO made some of these interesting, but